Hello, welcome to Tales from the Shed. I sat there going, what happens next?
Exactly. We were thinking, what do we talk about now?
Well, one thing we thought we'd talk about, and it's what we hear over and over and over. It's such a buzzword in the holistic world.
I'm not going to glint at you.
I thought you were just trying to look intelligent.
Take a lot more than that, darling.
It's self-worth. What are we worth?
What are we worth?
It's one of those things that I don't know. I can hear people glazing over. You can read it. It's one of those.
We can hear the snores from here.
Yes. and Facebook and everything else. But it comes into a lot of what we have been talking about recently, which is how we embrace change, how we look forward to new things in our life, how we look at things, how we look at people, how we look at our events. So where are you with that?
Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? Because it is a constant. It is a constant thing. And it's like when you look back at how you were when you were a child and how easily that sense of your own worth could be damaged. I always kind of go back to that fact when that teacher told me that I couldn't be an author, and I thought I just believed her because I was 7. And then you kind of have to fight against that, and you have to almost make a statement. You have to do something to make yourself feel worthy. How often are the things that we decide that we can't have something that we want, we can't have something good in our life because we're not worthy, we're not worth it. And then that awful, the advertising slogan, because you are worth it, so you can buy lots of products to make yourself look different. But it is
like us, you can constantly look 21.
If only, yes. But yeah, so it is that kind of thing about self-worth, and I kind of almost feel like I get glimpses of it, and I look back at my life and I think at certain times I thought I was worth it, and I did something, and I went forward, and then it was like, no, I was not.
I think my thing about
what goes on
self-worth is it always comes down to doing or being or fighting or arguing or sitting out, and it feels very at that level, and
a bit confrontational, really.
And I think they're confronting you to confront yourself and love yourself, and it all feels a bit ugh. Whereas I guess what struck me when you were talking was my sense of worth was damaged by lots of things, which is very boring. We'll go through that in therapy another time. But it's like, I know in my gut there's something I know, and I think we keep looking outside, like, because we're worth it, we're looking outside. I'm worthy of a bracelet, I'm worthy of a face cream, I'm worthy of a brain or shampoo or something, or I'm worthy of a job, or I'm worthy of. Actually, I think our self-worth comes from our gut. And it's almost like if you go back to when you were 4, assuming you didn't have horrific things happening around you, you kind of had a sense of self. You kind of had a sense of what you wanted to be or who you wanted to be, and you may not
what you like to do.
You may not have known it, you may not know the name of it, you may not know the shape of it, but it's sort of, I like being on my own a lot, like lots of kids wandering or I like being with lots of friends, or I like
going into the woods, or I like climbing trees, or I like swimming in the sea, or whatever it is.
It's funny, I can remember before walking around the garden when I was little, and we had a beautiful garden, and I remember walking through it, talking to these spirits that were around me, and I had a book in front of me that people had written their problems. I was only 4, so I couldn't read. But I had this, and I knew that they'd written all their problems down. And me and these people, these little spirits around me, were answering all their problems. And I just think, I didn't know what it was. And what do I do for a living? Counselling. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of, I'm not sure accountants and actuaries just thought, when I grow up I really want to be an accountant. I don't know, but there'll be something around that makes them feel very controlled or very happy,
and maybe the figures dance for them on the page. Maybe they do,
maybe they just like explaining to whatever it is. I think that sense of self-worth is something that we know, but because we're told we have to be doing something to go and collect it,
or being a particular way,
or loving ourselves,
or looking a particular way.
And I think it comes down to all those things we've been talking about, like change. Do I really want to be traveling or sitting still? Actually, I know. Or do we really love this person, their company? Or have for the last 35 years you never really enjoyed it? But you feel you should because mum said you're lucky to have anybody that's your friend, so you should.
Yeah.
So people divert us off our track.
Yeah.
But I think our track is not keep trying and doing different things. I think our track is coming back.
So is it that thing, there's a great saying at the course I met my husband on, there was one thing where they said, you know, whatever you resist persists, in the terms of, if you keep, you know, I surely should look like that. I surely should be like that. Surely I must be like that. In order to be worthy, I'm going to
today I'm going to be worthy.
I'm
Today
going to
I'm
be a blonde.
I'm going
to be a redhead. Whatever it is, the thing that you're doing.
Or even psychologically, you know, today I'm going to be worthy and I'm going to be strong and I'm going to stand up and I'm going to love myself and I'm going to love myself.
I really am.
I'm going to love myself today. But it gets a bit like that.
Yeah, so it is that kind of thing. So the more you fight it or try and make it happen, is it the less likely that it's going to get resolved? So whatever you resist persists. But if you kind of go, you know what, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to resist it. I'm not going to make myself worthy. I'm just going to see.
I think we've talked about this before. Yeah. And one of the most changing things that you can do is, I do it when I teach yoga, is we have 1 minute of meditation of pure, unadulterated love and fun. That doesn't mean worthy love. It's just like if you were with a great friend drinking tequila shots and one of you fell off and you couldn't stop laughing. You just couldn't, and you're thinking, it's that belly laugh moment. It's that moment. Somebody said they spent a weekend with their grown-up daughter and they hadn't had a great relationship. They said, we just laughed for 2 days. We just filled our heart and love. If you hold that for 1 minute, it attaches you to almost who you are. And it's just when you said whatever resists persists. Yeah. It's almost like if you just let go into that, it sort of takes us where we know we need to be. Yeah. Enjoy. So
without all that kind of extra veneer that's stuck over the top.
Yeah. You know. So maybe finding our self-worth is about doing very little, but just finding that incredible sense of fun. I hate the sense of love because it's always like worthy. But it's that sense of unadulterated fun, and then that opens up who we are and everything we love to be.
Yeah, I mean, I volunteer at Greenway, which is Agatha Christie's holiday home. And one of the things we talk about her was there's a drinks tray in one room, and I said no, she was teetotal. But she liked drinking cream from the jug. And people go, ooh, and I went, do you know what? She just liked it. That was her vice. And it was like, you know what? I'm Agatha Christie.
This is what I'm doing.
I can just do that. And it's almost like, what would your equivalent be? I mean, drinking cream from the jug, isn't that just an amazing thing?
This is worthy. That's worthy. Yeah. And actually, funny enough, you say that, but in the Irish pubs, you used to buy half a pint of cream. Back in the Irish pubs, not now. Yeah. But it is that unadulterated joy, and then you become who you are in your gut. And there's this gut instinct, the gut relation, the gut response, and we go, my gut response is this, but my head response is, and my Facebook responses, and my Instagram responses. Yeah. Whereas actually, I think we need to just stop doing and just.
Is that a kind of, what's the chakra? What's the chakra?
It's the base chakra, it's the Muladhara chakra. It is the base chakra. It's your one that is really your connection to your higher self. So in other words, your higher self knows who you want to be. You want to be. You know, when you walk in a house and you go, don't like it. Yeah. It's perfect, don't like it. Yeah. Or you just have that feeling. And I think trusting our gut, being connected to our true self, is being worthy.
Wow. Well, I think we're going to leave it there because I don't think we're going to do any more of that. So yeah, think about your self-worth.